privilege to turn the service over to Sister Rose. Please welcome her as she comes.
It's a blessing to be in his house. We could not have been here today. But because he loved us so much and cared so much about us, we're still here today. It's a shame that man thinks so little of God. It's a shame. This morning I'm going to be preaching to you a little while in the fact that we ought to have an intimate relationship with God. You say, when you say intimate, I don't only think of that with my boyfriend. That's why you messed up. I only have that, with my husband and my wife. That's why you're missing something. That's why you have this void, because you don't really have a relationship with God, one that's close, one that makes a difference, because he's the only one that can make everything work in your life. The only one. I was talking a little bit to the church last night. Phil and Mary, it's good to have you here this morning. God is good. He is so good. But I was thinking last night as I began to speak a little bit to the church, it kind of makes you want to be sad when you think of the fact that they don't even know who he is. We don't have relationships with strangers. If you don't know God, you'll never have a relationship with God. See, we go to church, we sing songs, we talk about him, but we don't know him. So if somebody comes up to you and say, well, I know Sister Rose, how do they know me? You can't just know me from here. At some point in time, we've communicated beyond the word. When you spend time with me, you get to know me. But you just can't know me because you came to church 1 or 2 times. Oh, I know her. No, you don't. And you know what? It's a known fact. If we don't spend time with anybody, we're not going to have a relationship of any sort, let alone an intimate one. But the more I thought about it, I thought, God, I am so grateful to you for when I started out wanting to know God. Some people don't want to know you. I don't really want to know you. I just, you're okay, but I'm not going to spend any time. It takes spending time with God to get to know him. And we are not doing that for sure, because we look for any other things to try to fill the part in our life that God was designed to fill. He was the only one. So when I look at that, I understand why man is where he's at today. He's there because he loves everybody more than God. They'd rather be on some trip or some social event or anything. I don't really want this thing with God, going to church. I used to hear people say, I'm not into that God thing. What do you mean, God thing? He's not a thing anyway. He's a person. He's the one that loves us and cares about us. How can you say, I'm not into the God thing? One day you will wish that you had been, and you will be sorry that you ever referred to him as a thing. Things don't make us happy. Things don't embrace us. Things don't cause me to have a reason for living. Things got me empty on the inside. Things will not do it. That's what's wrong with the world today. They got too many things. Things are inanimate. They don't react. I got a few little teddy bears at the house, and I got one. He'll sing, You're My Hero. And he just bows over, and you're my hero. But you know what? That thing's never going to hug me. He said I'm his hero, but we're not going to experience anything. It's a teddy bear. So I have a few of them. I have one that laughs a hideous laugh. So I guess if you want somebody to make you laugh, he probably could. Except it don't last. So look at man's life. Look at your life. You're going from one extreme to another extreme. One thing over here and one thing. And all you're doing is looking for what's supposed to fill your life, except you're walking all around him. He's right here. He's the number one person. That's the person we don't know. The scripture says the song we sing, he waited patiently in line, giving you a chance to make a decision about him in your life. We don't want to do it. We want to walk around. Then we want to understand why I'm so happy. I'm happy. In days, I feel like I'm on cloud 9. Next time I'm in the valley. With God, we don't have those kind of ups and downs. That's what makes people moody. Let me tell you what David said. David said, as the hart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after God. My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before him? I'm looking for the time when I can appear before him. I'm after him like a thirsty soul. You ever been really thirsty? Really thirsty? Nothing's really satisfies but a good cold bottle of water. The other thing with sugar, it is a moment. It won't really quench the thirst, only for the moment. Okay? It says, my tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, where is thy God? That's what my enemy said. But he said, when I remembered these things, I poured out my soul in me, for I had gone with the multitude. I went with them to the house of God with the voice of joy and praise, with a multitude that kept holy day. So I'm looking at this, my soul, why are you cast down? Why art thou disquieted in me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. He said, my soul don't need to be cast down. Why? Because I hope in God. When it looked like there is no reason at all to have hope, in him we always have hope. In him. He says, listen, I'm thirsting for you, God. That's not a thirst going on among the people of God. You don't thirst after him. You can go a short time, and after a while you will say, you know what? Boy, I need something to drink. If you work out for a little while, it's not long before you turn the bottle up to get a swig because you're thirsty. What is it with God that's missing in your life that you never have that feeling? I never feel thirsty for God. What is that? That's because deep inside, you're not reaching out to him saying, God, I need you in my life. What's missing here? I'm thirsting for something. What is it? It's not going to be satisfied with another relationship, a friend, or this person, or that person. It's going to give, I got to have the real thing. My wife won't give it to me. My husband won't give it to me. Nobody's going to satisfy that in your life but God. While we run around building relationships with people and our careers and all these things, none of them feel the thirst that we have in our soul. None of them. None of them. Says, when shall I come and appear before you? I long to see you, spend time with you. How can you say you in love with somebody, but I never want to see you? I never just think today that, boy, I'd like to spend time with you. What is it? What is it? No. Nobody in this room, not for a moment, would say, if I love somebody, I never really think about them. You don't love them. They're never really on my mind. You don't love them. But what we should have on our mind daily, I go to bed with God, I get up with God. Everything I do, God is included in my life. There is nothing I'm doing without God. That's how you assure your happiness, your peace of mind, your joy, your satisfaction comes because everything I do involves God. You see people sometimes getting ready to go somewhere. Oh, honey, you don't have to go. Stay here. I'll be back in a minute. That's kind of where you do God. Well, Lord, you know, my massage therapist said last week when she was here, she said, my daughter said, you want to go up for prayer? She said, no, I have everything going good in my life. I don't have any need for prayer. How is that? I need prayer. I don't care what's going on in my life. I need to communicate with God. Yes. What kind of relationship are you willing to have? What are you willing to do to have that? Most people tell you God is not, well, let me give that some thought. So what about Janie? I don't know, that's when you see him smiling. Janie will rip your heart out. Leave you sitting on the side of the road and wonder what's wrong with you. Why, when her name is mentioned, it just makes my heart pitter-patter. You're going to pitter-patter right to hell. just like that, because God should be that. God should cause you to have heart palpitations. God should be the one that when you mention his name, I get excited. When you talk about him, I can't tell you what it does to me. It rises up something in me that I can't control. What is this? Makes me feel so good right now. What is this that just keeps setting my soul on fire? What is this? Wow, this is awesome. Look at this. What is this? It is not something we see with our natural eye, but we feel it in our soul. That I know that he's there. He's listening to me. I feel his presence. That's the great thing about God. You have to be in the presence of someone you love. You don't just feel their presence because you love them, but you need to see them. You need to touch them. You need to do it. But God is so big, and there's so much of him until he's just around me. I'm loving it. I'm happy. What are you happy about? Everything. What about when it's not going good? Everything. I'm happy. I'm not supposed to be. There's a lot of things going on in my life that suggest that I shouldn't be happy, but you couldn't tell me I'm not happy. I'm loving every minute of this life. See, only in this life, well, that's great to be happy, but it tells you not only are you going to be happy here, but we've got something to look forward to that is even greater than this. And this is so good down here, you can't even imagine what heaven's going to be like, because you ain't got no devils around and a bunch of stuff going on. It's just purity and clarity and love and every good thing that we need. Listen, you look at your life and say, I don't feel this God thing when you talk about it. You get excited every time you talk about God. Yeah. Well, what makes that? Because I love him. Because he loved me. When I didn't love him, he loved me. I got every reason to be happy. Every reason to be excited about life. Every reason to know tomorrow is in God's hand and I don't have to worry about anything. I may not know what's going to happen, but I know that he's taking care of my life. He's doing a good job. All these years he's taken care of me, and he's never failed me. He's never let me down. He's always been there. That's that feeling I just want to love on you. Not sexually, emotionally, mentally, with my heart, my mind, my soul. He said, love the Lord thy God with all of thy heart, with all of thy mind, with all of thy soul. Love him with everything that's within you. Then you'll find out it's not enough room for a bunch of junk. It's not enough room for a bunch of dead shot religious things. It's not any room for a bunch of hypocrisy. But either I'm for real or I'm not. Either I'm doing it right or I'm not. You know what's wrong with the church? We follow him afar. Keep a certain distance between you and God. Have the relationship with God. Get close enough to him as if you would be with a person that you love and embrace them. We don't think of embracing God. Why not? That sounds kind of weird. Because you're real. You are not me. You don't have a clue. You talk to people about God, this way they look. Do you know what she's talking about? I don't anticipate that you're going to understand it. Because until you let him in here, until he takes over your entire life, until you love him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, you will never relate to the word that I'm telling you this morning. But I am telling you, the day that you do, your life will change forever. It will never be the same. It'll never be the same. So I keep a distance. That's why you don't go to church often. I'm not really into that. But if you love somebody, David said like this. He said, I was glad when they said unto me, let's go to the house of God. It makes me excited. We're going to church. Yes. My brother was a little bitty baby, maybe 10, 11 months old. And back home, they used to have prayer meeting at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, in the morning. And they start playing the music. And my mother had him up in her arms. And when they get close to the church, he'll say, and the closer they get to the church and the music's playing, he just gets to rock it more and more. Now, I don't know if he was saying, I'm glad I'm going to church, or that sounds good. What is it? But they say he would always just start rocking like, we're going to church. We don't have intimacy with God. We got more intimacy with a dog or a cat. And I love animals, don't get me wrong. But how in the world can you build a relationship with a dog or a cat they can kiss you, they can lick you? I got me a little poodle when my kids left home because I thought I need to cuddle with somebody. I cuddle with my kids. Charles, well, that's cuddling, but that's different kind of cuddling. So I thought I need a dog. I got a little white poodle. And Penelope, I love that dog. I love that dog. I didn't have to get up and fix up anything, put on makeup and nothing. Penelope's going to love on me regardless. You don't have to present yourself a certain way. She just loves you. You just love her and she loves you. You'll never find fault in how you look or whatever. She's just all over you. You're in the bed, you haven't got up, she joined you in the bed and coming on, get under the cover. And because she was so little, and the other babies other sisters that she had, they said she was at the bottom of the mother's womb, and so she was really, really tiny. And so they didn't expect her to live a long time, but you know what made her live? Love, attention, taking time with her. She came to church every Sunday, more than some church people. Every Sunday, Penelope was at church. We dare not leave her. But you know what? She'd be just as happy now. She probably not understood one thing we were doing, but she understood this. She understood when we sing that dismissal song. She knew what that song was because immediately she would say, and stretch out. And then she'd come to the door and wiggle her tail. And we open the door and it's like, it's time to go. Let's go. The dog. I'm looking at people thinking, how many people say, oh my God, it's Sunday, we're going to church. I can't wait to get to church. No. How could you not come to church and be glad to come where you're going to meet the one who died for you, who gave his life for you and all of that? And there, I found out God is saying, I just want to be loved. I just want people to appreciate me. I just want them to look up and say, thank you. You got up this morning, you're breathing. You're sitting on a pew. You walked in this building this morning. Hey, somebody couldn't do it. Somebody couldn't get up this morning. Somebody's struggling trying to breathe. And God just keeps reaching out, being good. But we're not excited about it. Love with God and an intimate relationship causes you to become unbelievably excited. You talk about God. I can talk to my son and talk to my daughter, and we'll just start talking about the Word of God and how good it is. That's why I hear somebody say, that's not true. It's going to cause a reaction. Don't mention sometimes, I got a message I want to preach. What is it? Wow. Oh, my God. You get happy. It's all about God. We got a relationship. When you call his name, it causes things to happen inside. You sing a song that's about him, and you get happy inside. You ought to be closer to God than you are your wife, your husband, your children, your grandchildren, everybody. God should be right here at the center of your life. David said, my heart panteth You ever seen the deer when he's thirsty and he goes to the water and he's getting that water? He said, I pant after you. I just, whew. When you really love somebody, let somebody say, Charles is in the military, so he would go overseas, and when he get ready to come home, my heart would just, he's coming in tonight. I'd be so glad to see him. We had Junior, was in the baby bed. I'll never forget it. Charles had just come in from Vietnam, and we got rid of the other kids. We just kept him because he wouldn't know what's going on anyway. So, they get everybody out who got any sense at all, get rid of them. And so, there's Junior in the bed. Yeah! Yeah! He's just screaming. There me and Charles hugged up in the room, and we're kissing each other, and we're glad to see each other. And he's, yeah! I said, let's close the door and go to the next room. I call that interference. Yes. I ain't got time for you, boy. I've been with you the whole year, and I lay down, go to sleep. This is my time. I'm not getting ready to spit over you hollering like a fool. We'll see you later. I didn't want to do that to Johnny. Johnny will be okay. Go on, honey. Take care of your life. Enjoy yourself, for God's sake. Why? Because I love him. I've been waiting for this day. You counting the days down. When he's coming home, you better be counting when Jesus is coming back. Time is running out for you. Yes. Time is shorter than you think, honey. Don't you for a moment think. He said, in an hour that you think not, I will come back. In an hour that you didn't plan on it, I showed up. So don't you for a minute just pass life away kind of carelessly. And God, well, I think about him, and I do pray sometime, and he knows I care. No, he doesn't. He don't know unless you're showing it, unless you're taking the time. See? But I'm happy. We become breathless when we love somebody. We yearn for them, having an intense feeling for something or some person. To have an earnest, a strong desire, to desire something eagerly along with restless or painful feeling. You get restless. The other night, I was telling the church last night, I was talking to God, and I was asking him for more spiritual power and more of him, none of Rose, just all of you. And the more I talked to him, the more involved I became. And I was laying flat on my back saying, God, please, more of you. I know a lot about you, but I need to know more. Give me more of you. Fill every part of my being. Let there be nothing left of me. Only you, God. And I thought I went to sleep, but I didn't. And so when the kids said next morning, you sleep good last night, I said, yeah. And then I thought, no. I remember pleading with him and telling him how much I loved him and how much I wanted to be more like him in every way. And God, if you find anything that's not like you, take it away. I just want to be perfect for you. Why? Because I love you. You are my life. You're my reason for living. You said, what's my purpose? It's got to be God. Because if your purpose is not him, and it's everything else, you're going to say, I'm still trying to find out where I fit. You're never going to find that place until you let him become full-time in your life. Yes. I can never get enough of him. The more he blesses me, the more he makes himself real to me, the more I plead for more. And you know what? What's so strange about that is that what you're asking for, he's already given you, but you realize because he's God, is so much more there. Can I absorb more? More. I thirst after you, God. I long to just stay here. My son called me the other day, and I wasn't quite finished with prayer, and I was so involved. Prayer had become so intense at this moment. What I was saying to God, I could not for a moment allow any interruption. And I had told Mont to call me when him and Phil left the rest home. I want to hear what happened. And he said, Mom, is this a good time? I said, let me call you back. No, right now, I'm in here, and I can't come out of here right now. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'll call you back. Because what I feel right now, I don't want to stop this. I want this to go on. This deep, deep feeling deep in my soul. It is so caught up at this moment. I couldn't talk to you about anything right now. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. That moment was the most beautiful, satisfying, fulfilling moment. And when I got through it, I came out of it. And I sat there for a moment. Kind of gathered myself together because I've been somewhere. I've been involved. I've been in this relationship. I'm talking to the one I love. I can't disturb it right now. Give me a moment. If you don't have these moments, for sure, you don't even begin to understand what it means to be intimate with God. This is so awesome. Sometimes in the middle of the night, when I get up and sit on the side of the bed, and I look up and I say, I just want to say I love you today. Thank you for who you are. Thank you because you loved me when I didn't love you. Thank you because you were willing to give your life for a nobody. Thank you for making my life full, making me happy. Thank you. My feet have never yet touched the floor because the moment I wake up, immediately the spirit of praise and worship comes from my soul. Let me say something to you. I didn't forget you. I don't think we understand that God wants to hear from you. You didn't forget me. Intimacy makes me say things sweet, kind, loving, because I love you. I just can't get up and start my day without a moment. I have to have that. Your day would be better if it was spent at the beginning with God, not with your wife, not with your husband, with God. Yes. I long for more. You never get enough. Longing is a strong feeling of need or a desire for someone. It's a desire that's unfulfilled. Give me more. You said, my God, who was I talking to? Said, well, I don't want to be greedy with God. I said, be greedy. If you're going to be greedy with somebody, it's better than potato chips. Be greedy with God. That's okay. Ask him for more. I don't care how much you get, ask for more, because it keeps taking you higher and higher and higher. You're having a ball, aren't you? That girl said like this. Wow. Because this is real. People don't know him as real. He's real. You say, well, yeah, God's up in heaven. He's right here with me. He's right here with you. A strong, persistent desire, a craving. Every woman in here that's ever been pregnant, you can get some crazy cravings pregnant. Pickles and ice cream. Something else crazy. I got a taste. Oh, why would you have a taste for that? David said, I tasted of God. I tasted. And he said, taste of him. He is good. Taste know. Before you say that's not for me, taste it. You'll find out, wow, woo, that's good. You don't even know him. And you don't know if you're going to like him if you don't taste it. Reach out there, touch. Say, I just want to touch him. He'll touch you back. I just want to feel you. He'll feel you. Yes. And you feel him. Yes. I crave for him. A powerful desire for something. This thing is controlling me. I'm obsessed with it. It is my life. It's everything I need. When nothing else works, when everything else takes a nosedive, not him. Whew. At the end of the day, boy, I'm happy. I may have had a difficult day. I may have went through a few tough times, but at the end of the day, boy, I'm happy. I tell everybody I go to sleep praying. I never go to sleep just laying in the bed with an idle mind. I'm always praying, always. Thanking him, talking to him. Why? Because I love him. Why? My relationship with him drives me for more. I love every moment because when you start talking to him, you feel him. That's why you can't feel him. You never talk to him. You never spend time with him. You never give anything. You're always taking. Give something back to the one that loves you. Give something back. So, if you're a woman after God's own heart, give everything. Give your heart completely. Love what he loves, hates what he hates, hurts when he hurts, rejoice when he rejoices. What is passionate love? It involves intense feelings, intense emotions, a compelling enthusiasm, or desire for something. Why are you so excited, Jesus? What's wrong with her, Jesus? She acts like she can't be still, Jesus. You know, have you noticed she's just so jittery? And you know what? It won't let me down either. It won't let me down like that boyfriend of yours. Baby, take a seat. Everybody dated these men for the most part. Oh, you thought was exciting. And he thought you was exciting. And after a while, he said, baby, what's going on? I need my space. He don't need it to be with God. He just want to wait from you. Just give me time away from you. What, is there anything wrong? No, there ain't nothing wrong. Men, not all men, but men are so moody and changeable. Now, if you're not that way, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to some men. Because we got some. My husband said when he retired from the military, they told him when they went to the training class, went to the final class, they said, your wife's going to get tired of you. Because you've been gone and they're going to get tired of you. So he came home, he said, Rose, you know, he said, when we retire, wife's going to get tired of us. I said, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm not going to get tired of you. Yes, they did know what they were talking about. And so he's home every day. He's underfoot every day. I'm used to doing some things during the day without you. I love you to pieces, but hey. So I said to him one day, I said, honey, you know, you ought to find a hobby. He says, what do you mean you're tired of me? I said, not tired. And I don't know what that was supposed to mean to fix it. No, not tired, but you know, you need to do something, honey. He took up golf. Praise God for the victory. Because it always took a full day to play 18 holes. So I knew, I always said, how many holes you playing today, honey? If he says 9, that means a half day. If he says 18 holes, I'm thinking, all right, that's all right. All day long. And then when he called me and said, honey, I'm on my way from the golf course. You want me to stop at the store and get you something? Because he always cooked for me. He spoiled me greatly. And he said, you want me to pick up some fish and stuff, fix you some? I said, yeah. And he come home and put his apron on and fix my fish, make my salad. And we had a little window from the kitchen into the dining room. He had slided through to, I'm spoiled rotten. Yeah, but I don't want you here 24/7. I mean, it's okay. And Charles was a loner anyway, so if he was at home later on, he'd always go to his office, and that's where he would watch golf and eat peanuts. And so he always kept peanuts in the desk drawer, always. And I would go upstairs and be in my room studying and reading and praying, and we were fine with that after a while. And I was thankful that he found something else. But when he got really saved, we didn't feel the need to be sitting on each other's lap. I still loved him, 100%. But it's okay if you're over there and I'm over here. It's immaturity. Spiritually, people are immature to where they don't spend enough time with God, so they're yearning for time. Make me feel better. Go to God. Because I can tell you, I don't care how good your husband is and how good your wife, it comes a time, baby, I need a break here. I love you and everything, yeah. What else you want me to do? Man needs a lot of attention. He does. I'm not just talking about man. I'm talking about man and woman. They need a lot of attention. But the one that's going to give them everything they need, they don't want him. You don't have to run around saying, God, you know, do you love me? No, he's so close. He's so bonded. He's so knitted together with us. Oh, no. It's a beautiful life. I can't see what time that clock got. Yes. Thank you. We ought to get lovesick. It's okay. You know, when you get homesick, you yearn for home. When you get lovesick, you yearn for the person who you love. Do you love God? You know what that would make him feel like? Boy, they really love me. When somebody called and wanted to come over and it was church time, they said, oh, I can't come now. I got to go to church. You got to go to church? Yeah. Man, you go to church. Yes. I got an appointment with the Lord. See, church is an appointment. It's an appointment. What am I going to do? I'm going to keep my appointment. No, we'll break it with church. Oh, yeah, we were going to church on the way out the door. Well, don't worry about it. Come on over. We can have some chicken and some fish. And God said, you don't want to be with me? You'd rather have chicken and fish? Well, Lord, I don't mean any harm or anything, and I'll make it up to you. You ain't going to make up nothing. Take a look. Get lovesick. David said, I love him. I sing to him in the nighttime. Even if you can't sing, that's the person you can sing to that'll never say you can't sing. Yes. David he was a spiritual man. He loved God. His heart was sensitive to the things of God. If I see somebody hear something, somebody saying something negative against God, I feel this pain inside, like, don't do that. How do you say that? How do you know he has feelings? Do you understand? I get upset. People can say some terrible, I don't know why God let this happen, why God let that happen. Don't you dare blame God for your wrong. You're wrong. No. How do you feel when God is mentioned? Are you sitting there this morning thinking, that's a good message, but, I'm going to get out of here and kind of enjoy the sun today. You wouldn't have sun if it wasn't for him. See? David said, my soul longs so much for you I faint in the courts. I just can't take it. Wow. What's wrong with you? Kind of out of it right now. Give me a break. Give me a moment. If you don't need to stop for a moment because you're so involved with God, you ain't got him. That intimacy is not present. I want to stay here. The closeness is intimacy, friendship, passionate attachment. I'm attached to him. We ought to get so attached to God as Siamese twins are to each other. She move her head, I move mine. He say something, I say something. Caught in how they connected. It also determines how you're connected by how you respond to God, how you respond to church, how you respond to praise, how you respond to worship. All depends on whether or not you're attached in all places. It's a Siamese twin is attached from here down. They're connected here. But if it goes down further, then you got a problem because they're not connected. Get connected. Enjoy it. God, this feels good. See? Embrace the truth that intimacy with God has no contenders. Nobody contending with God. Don't walk up in my space. You know, man talks about his space. What space? Do you have this? Is the space you and God? Yeah. It's me and God having the time of my life. The thief cometh to steal and to kill and destroy, but I've come that you might have life and more abundant life. If you want to get happy, if you want to be excited, that's what you want. He said, I'm a jealous God. I'm a jealous God. I want to be number one. I don't want to come second to anything else in your life. And when you do that, your life will never be the same. Nothing matters to me. I had a husband. I had children. I had all these things in my life that I had to do, but God time. You need to have some God time. God time that nobody else is a part of this, you and God. Because anybody we love in the natural, we want our time. I want some time by myself. I just need a moment. Do that for God and see that your life completely change. You won't smother your husband to death. You won't smother your wife to death. Every time you look up, here he is. Time you look up, here she is. Go take a seat. It's God time. Nobody messes with my God time, and I have a lot of it. 1 o'clock. I got to be in that room no later than 1:30, meeting with God and praying, coming out around 4. Listen to about a half-hour news and make a few phone calls, and 5 o'clock, 5:30, back in prayer again. You know why? You know why I'm the way I am? And you looking at me thinking, wow, I have God time. 5:30 in the evening, back in prayer again to 7 o'clock. Study the word, read, praise God, have a great time, me and him. No interruptions. Go to bed, start over again. You don't have to be on your knees. You don't have to be laying on your stomach. You can just get in the bed and start it all over again. Praise God. Go to sleep. About love, how much I love it. Telling him that. You need to speak it to God. True intimacy with God is we really do feel and understand that special bond that we have. And everybody can have it. So I'm going to have that. Leave this place today with this in mind. I'm going to start getting me some God time. You may not spend hours like I spend, but start with something. Maybe 10 minutes. And I tell you what, you spend 10 minutes, and it's going to start getting good after a while, because you're going to start, ooh, this feels good. And when you know one thing, it felt so good, the time passed you by, you think, wow, I've been in here 30 minutes. What we enjoy, we spend lots of time with. What we don't enjoy, we got time and make excuses for everything. I should have read my Bible today, but the Lord knows I love him. No, he doesn't. You don't know that if you don't tell him. Take a moment. I hope there are people here this morning that say, Sister Rose, you know what? That's what's wrong in my life. That's why I don't have abundant life. That's why I'm not really happy. That's why I really look to other people to make me happy. People are too selfish. They're not concerned about whether I got to be happy. That's what men will say to you. What about me? It's always, what about me? The people I counsel in marriage counseling sometimes is, she's not concerned about me. Are you concerned about her? Yeah, no, he's not, Sister Rose. Well, I try to do something with Honda. I think, hold it, give me a break. Neither one of these people like each other. Neither one of them. I know y'all ain't spending no time together because I don't like you and you don't like me. Whatever we thought we had, it ain't here no more. You want me to fix that? That's a broke situation. I can't fix it. He goes to me, I want my marriage, Sister Rose, I want my marriage. Does he want it? He said he doesn't want it. Then you can't have it. Takes two people to build a marriage. Two people in love with each other. You don't love each other, you're not going to stay together, I'm telling you. And then put God in the center of it to make it solid because he holds it together. Otherwise, man gets tired of things quick. Look over at you and say, I don't know. Been with you for 10 years already. And you know what? He always wants something new, and it ain't nothing new. I mean, the next moment is no different than the one you got. You're going to have sex, you're going to have sex with her, just like you had sex with this. You slobbered on this, you're going to slobber on that. But he still thinks he needs to look at something different. You see, I done looked at you for a while. So what's wrong, honey? Nothing. I need to go find myself. How did you get lost? How did you get lost? Get a grip. No. Get your God time. You'll have a marriage time. You'll have a children time, family time. You'll have all those times. But nothing stands strong like God time is going to make it work. God bless you. Musicians and singers, won't you please come this morning? See? Start getting to know him little bit by little bit. Be patient. But when you start making excuses to meet with him, you'll never have a relationship. There's a lot more things I'm going to address this, but address it in the church. Other things, sing to him sometime. Job said, I never had to say, where is God? Never. So I sing to him because I know he's listening. In the nighttime, his song shall be with me. Yes. So think for a minute. David said, I call to remembrance my song in the night. Sometimes it wakes me up. A song singing inside of me in my sleep. Wake me up, and when I wake up, that's the most beautiful sound that you can have. Gotta be sure she put my shoes on the right feet. See you. Scott. Changing. Said that because I got up here to pray for people one Sunday, and my shoes were on the wrong feet like this. And I looked down, and I thought, from now on, I check my own feet. Want nobody to look down and say, what's wrong with Sister Rose's feet? Yeah. But think about this morning. You're sitting here, you're saying, you know what? I really don't have a relationship with God. I've been talking crap. And you get tired of your boyfriend talking a bunch of stuff. I love you, honey. I love you, honey. I really love you. Where were you last night? It's out with the boys. Just be honest, out with the girls. Wherever I could go. I love you. I want you home in the bed with me when it's time to go to bed. And the God's looking the same way. When it's time for you to spend time with me, I want that time. You can do what you want to do on your time. Have your time, but God's time. If you're sitting here this morning and you say, I know that's what's wrong with me. I don't have God time. I dare you to try it. I dare you to try it just for this week. This week. Just have some God time. If it ain't but 10 minutes a day, I will guarantee you, if you do it every day for a week, you're going to say, oh, what's going on here? Then all of a sudden you think, I'll be back with you in a little bit. I got to sneak away over here. You start steal away. Steal away. That's what you need to do. Remember the message today. Start your week off with, I got to build a relationship with me and God. This is going to be the beginning of the rest of my life. I'm going to build this with me and God. You can do it.
There is peace at the foot of the cross. There is peace at the foot of the cross. Oh, you just lay down your burdens, lay down your way, lay down everything at the foot of the cross. Oh, yes. There is joy at the foot of the cross. Oh, yes, there is. There is joy at the foot